Good evening, and welcome to the Ogden City Council meeting for April 17th, 2012. Let the roll call reflect that all council members are present, with the exception of Councilmember Gochner. We'd like to excuse her tonight. She ran in the Boston Marathon yesterday, so congratulations to her for finishing that great event. And now we'll turn some time over to Vice Chair Blair for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now have a moment of silence. Thank you. Next on the agenda is a special recognition, and this is a proclamation declaring April 22nd through 28th, 2012 as Administrative Professionals Week and April 25th, 2012 as Administrative Professionals Day. And Vice Chair Blair will read this proclamation.
Thank you. As mentioned earlier, this is proclaiming April 22nd through April 28th, 2012 as Administrative Professionals Week and Wednesday, April 25th, 2012 as Administrative Professionals Day in Ogden City. Whereas administrative professionals play an essential role in coordinating the office operations of business, government, educational institutions, and other organizations, and whereas the work of administrative professionals today requires advanced knowledge and expertise in communications, computer software, office technology, project management, organization, customer service, and other vital office management responsibilities. And whereas Administrative Professionals Week is observed annually in workplaces around the world to recognize the important contributions of administrative support staff and is sponsored by the International Association of Administrative Professionals. And whereas the theme of Administrative Professionals Week 2012 is Admins, the Pulse of the Office, reflecting the fact that the lifeblood of modern business flows through and depends on highly skilled administrative professionals. Now therefore be it resolved that the Ogden City Council hereby proclaims the week of April 22nd through April 28th, 2012 as Administrative Professionals Week and Wednesday, April 25th, 2012 as Administrative Professionals Day, saluting the valuable contributions of administrative professionals in the workplace. We call on all employers to support continued training and development for administrative staff, recognizing that a well-trained workforce is essential for success in today's business world. And I will go ahead and make a motion that we adopt this proclamation declaring April 22nd through April 28th, 2012 as Administrative Professionals Week.
We have a motion from Councilmember Blair, Vice Chair Blair, and a second from Councilmember Heyer to adopt this proclamation. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. And then we'll have the group come up and get this. I think it's Teresa and Betty. Thank you.
We see you right there. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you for coming.
I am Betty Hall, a member of the International Association of Administrative Professionals. We so appreciate being here this evening, but we first want to applaud you as dedicated citizens that are committed to leading this great Ogden city. For those of us who remember well that we were the second largest city, it's wonderful to see Ogden being revitalized, and it's thanks to you and your dedicated work. We do appreciate so very much this proclamation. And our mission statement is a long one, but I'd like to akin it to the Japanese gardener who served his emperor well. Each morning, he walked down to the river, filled 2 large jugs with water, and carried them uphill every morning. The jug on the left always made it up to the hill full. The jug on the right was barely a quarter full each time. Month after month, this went on, and finally the jug turned to the gardener and said, "Please, can't you find another jug that would be more worthy of this task? I feel so inadequate." And the gardener looked at him and he said, "But every person and every jug has its value." He said, "The jug on the left brings drinking water, but look at the beautiful flowers. Look at the shrubs and the trees that are on the right where you drop your valuable water." And we feel our organization is exactly that we look for the good in everyone. Some of us have stronger traits than others, and that's what we do for each other, is to help build. Professional development is key, and networking, which you know how valuable that is key. And so we do appreciate your recognizing, and the proclamation really said it all, and we do appreciate that. We would like you to do yourself a favor and the administrative professionals in your office, and we have shared pamphlets with you. We would just love it if you would take that back to your office, share that with your administrative professional, and encourage her to attend our workshop, which this year happens to be on Thursday, the 26th. And we'd love to see them come to meetings so that we can show that person, him or her, and you the value of this organization. You know full well how important a good administrative professional is. And so we thank you again, and we invite you to contact us if there's anything we can do for you. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Next on our agenda is an appointment. This is an advice and consent approval of the mayor's appointment of Joseph Anderson to the Civil Service Commission. Is Joseph here? Okay. And can we have a motion?
Mayor Garner, I move that we accept this appointment of Joseph Anderson to the Civil Service Commission.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilmember Van Hoosier and a second from Vice Chair Blair to adopt or approve this advice and consent approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next is a request to be on the agenda. This is a presentation of the Ogden Green Map Project, and Jordan Porter from Weber State University will present this with his group.
Shall I just begin while you're hooking that up?
Yes.
Okay. Hello. We're here from Weber State University's Geography and Dance departments, and we want to share with you an exciting project that we've been working on that is a combination of arts and environmental education. We've been going into the Ogden City Schools and teaching about our community and the neighborhoods that we live in hopes of having the students take ownership and pride and actually knowledge in just what the fabulous and wonderful things are that are around them. We've created this in conjunction with Repertory Dance Theater. They began, and the director is here, Linda Smith, director of Repertory Dance Theater, and her husband, Ivan Weber, a sustainability consultant. My name's Joanne Lawrence, and I'm in the dance area, and this is Julie Rich, professor in geography. Do you want to say anything?
We're very pleased to be here with the council tonight, and we appreciate your time that you're taking to listen to our presentation. We know we don't have very much time, but we want to share with you a very exciting project that we're working on at Weber State University under the direction of myself and Joanne Lawrence, and the tutelage, really, of Linda Smith and her husband, Ivan Weber. But this is such an exciting map that we are creating for Ogden City. It's part of a global effort to map sustainability in various countries throughout the world. Many different countries have bought into this mapping program, which uses very distinctive icons that are globally recognized, and we as Ogden City have marked out our boundaries of our fine city. We have been able to identify a few different locations and map them. This map is now on the World Wide Web. We're here to unroll it to the City Council and let you know what's available and what we're doing, not only at Weber State University, but at the various Ogden school districts that are involved in this project also. So I'll turn the time over to a couple of students, and they'll give you their take on how it has impacted their lives.
Okay, I worked with the students in the Ogden School District and involved them in the Green Map project by dancing the icons that were on the maps. The goal was to guide them and understand the value in their communities and the environment, and to help them take pride in their ownership in the surroundings. And we learned about energy and their favorite trees in their community and fossils and how to use coordinates on a map. So it was a lot of fun.
By starting with our youngest generation, we are able to teach the students of Ogden City how to become responsible and future adults who take pride in their community they live in. All this possible through dancing the Green Map system. We created dances to help instill values that will sustain our community for years to come. If you guys know the recycle dance, will you join in with me?
Sure.
Last year as a senior in high school at Ben Lomond, I participated with the Green Map project by dancing the icons that Repertory Dance Theater and Weber State students taught me. These dances helped me open my eyes to the awesome places we have here in Ogden, and most students in high schools and junior highs don't realize all the things that are available here in our own neighborhood. So these dances helped us open our eyes to that. And this year I'm at Weber State dancing and working to pass what I've learned.
My name's Jordan Porter. I'm a geography student at Weber State, and I helped actually build the map out with the data that everyone's collected. It's mainly a map comprised of, cultural, sustainable, and local business, all comprised into one to kind of define sustainable living in Ogden. The different icons on the map are sorted by color, the blue ones being sustainable living, green being nature, orange being culture. And when we click on an icon on the map, it's actually embedded with information about that feature. You get a quick synopsis of the actual feature when you click on it. So if I click on Fort Buenaventura, it pulls up all these icons that are tied into every green map across the world. And if you scroll over each icon, it gives you a description of each part of the feature. And if we click into each feature, has an actual detailed description, phone number to contact, a link to current website. You can view pictures of the place, and you can also connect to similar places within the map just by going to connections. Also featured on the map are plentiful local businesses, specifically 25th Street. As we zoom in, we can refine our scale and see how many local businesses there really are on 25th Street. And just like every other site, there's detailed descriptions and connections to the rest of the city. It's really just an easy way to branch out, discover Ogden, and kind of take inventory of what we actually have here. And it's an ongoing process that we are working on. Through this mapping, we can actually invite the community to join in and add sites, suggest places that should become part of the map. And it's pretty easy to do. I'm in the edit mode right now. So let me see if it'll let me do it real quick. Go to interact with the map. We can see all the maps that everyone has made, and there had not been one in Utah before we started. So we felt Ogden was the perfect place to break ground. And we can actually see this Ogden, all the spots in Ogden that come out. But as someone not as a public viewer to the map, you can actually suggest a site just by clicking on suggest a site at the top. And it will take you to a page where you can actually do all your own research, or you can leave it to us. But you can name the site, you can describe the icons, you can give details, you can give the advanced details like contact information and so on. And it's just really a great resource for our community to get involved with understanding what's around us and helping to really benefit the city. So I think understanding what's around us is a great benefit to really improving our city. So I want to thank you guys.
Thank you, Jordan.
Well, we want to thank you for letting us present this. We want you and everyone to know also that this was funded by many sources, but also in part by a RAMP grant. We have, I think, 51 sites right now, and we want to just continue to work in the schools, dance, teach about geography and the environment, and we want people to come on board with us, anybody who wants to, and help us map our wonderful community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Lawrence. And is this live now, so people can go and look at this now?
This is live, yeah. Yep. You can get there either by Googling Ogden Green Map or going to greenmap.org.
So greenmap.org.
Yep.
Thank you very much for your presentation, and I think it's exciting.
Chair, is this available in the libraries also?
Jordan, will you come up here? Thank you.
Now in the libraries?
In like the Weber County Library and so forth?
It's anywhere the internet is present. It's only in digital form right now. Our goal by the end is to actually make a print copy, but the only availability we have right now is digital. So anywhere you have access to the internet, you can go to greenmap.org and access it.
It's refreshing to see Weber State taking an interest in educating the community about Ogden, so I think that's a positive entity.
I do appreciate it, too, as a former teacher for the Ogden City Schools. To do this for children so they can actually know what their community's about, because they walk to and from school and don't even know the direction they're going, believe me. And it's just very exciting to see that you're implementing it with dance, because dance helps their memory, and they'll remember this the rest of their lives. I congratulate you.
I'll pass the link on. Local First Ogden is a group of local business owners, okay. And I'll pass the link on and have them check and make sure that if they're not on there, that they ask to be listed.
I mean, I saw as simple as, farmers market. We'll just make sure our farmers market's on there, and it probably already is.
Yeah.
Union Station, I'd hope. All of those. Yeah.
So thank you. This is very good. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Any other comments? Thank you. And next on our agenda is approval of minutes. The first is the minutes of the regular meeting and work session of December 6, 2011. Vice Chair Blair.
Yes, I have reviewed those minutes and found them to be correct.
And minutes of the regular meeting of December 13, 2011, Councilmember Stevens.
Yes, Mr. Chair, they're correct.
And minutes of the work session of December 13, 2011, and the joint study session of January 3rd, 2012. Councilmember Van Heuser.
These minutes are correct, and I move that we adopt the minutes that are A, B, and C.
I'll second it.
We have a motion from Councilmember Van Heuser and a second from Councilmember Wicks to approve these minutes. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. These minutes are approved. Next on the agenda is a report from the Planning Commission, and I'll turn the time over to Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Chair. We have Lisa Stout here from our accounting division, and she's going to talk about the budget opening portion of this, and then Royal Eccles, our airport manager, will finish up. So we'll do it. We'll team it tonight. Beauty before age.
You'll have to excuse Mr. Arrington. He's at a conference, so you're stuck with me. But I think that this is a fairly easy budget adjustment. It's moving money from the critical project account to the study account. They're taking $60,000 and moving it over there. And I'm just wondering if you have any questions. The other part of this ordinance was the amendment to the fiscal year 12 CIP plan, and I'll turn the time over to Mr. Eccles to discuss that brief.
Chair and Council, the airport's in desperate need of having space to be able to house TSA if we want to finish our mandate to become a commercial operating airport with commercial service. TSA would require 1,500 square feet of additional space that we cannot house them in our current terminal. Our current terminal was built in 1942. It was added onto in 1995. That space is not sufficient for what TSA demands after a 9/11 era. They need 1,500 square feet. They also require to have enough space to be able to house the number of passengers that will come in on an airline. We're looking to make an expansion to our terminal to have the secure area and the holding space of 4,000 to 5,000 square feet is what we need. Do you have any questions that the packet might have brought up to you?
I have one. Doesn't this open our airport to further this type of aircraft and things that would be coming into Ogden and servicing Ogden?
It does. It enables us to have to fulfill the mandate to become a viable airport with commercial service. Commercial service would bring so much to Ogden as far as revenue for the airport, as far as revenue for the city, as far as revenue to be, we're a destination now. We just won't be a place to leave from. We're now a destination. It's huge on what our opportunities are if we can get this part done.
Does TSA contribute any funds to the project?
They do not for the actual structure. They will for operating their equipment, which they will buy and put in the structure. They will pay for the electricity to do that. They will also rent space from us for a personal room for their staff, 350 square feet. They will pay us, rent from us that space at the going rate of Class C space for what Ogden is charging.
Other comments?
Just a note also, could you review what the money will be used for in terms of the study money that's being transferred, what the proposal is?
The study money will let us hire a design firm which will let us know exactly what the dollar amount that we'll need to expend in order to accomplish this task.
So in the future, that helps us with our knowing exactly what we need for budgeting purposes.
Exactly. Yeah. I'd be able to come to you and know exactly what the dollar amount is if the study fund had been funded at this time.
Other comments, questions?
Just a comment. As a big fan of the Ogden Airport, we have a very unique facility there along the Wasatch Front, and it's exciting to see some commercial traffic come in there that will help us to support the airport by its own abilities rather than out of the general fund, and actually has some potential. And as I understand it, and as I've seen in other airports that are similar to Ogden, to actually generate some funds for the city too. Pretty exciting.
It's a great opportunity.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Eccles. We'll now accept public input on this proposal. Okay, no public input. A motion?
Chair Garner, I move that we, the proposed ordinance 2012-19 to modify from the fiscal year 2012-2016 capital improvement plan by adding the project of AR 085 for the airport terminal expansion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion from Councilmember Van Heuser and a second from Vice Chair Blair to adopt 2012-19.
Mr. Chair, could we clarify the motion, please? The second portion of this is to transfer funds from the CIP contingency account to the CIP study account. Just want to make sure that was part of the motion. It indicated just the first part.
That'll be, yes, please. From the CIP contingency account to the CIP study account.
And I still second it.
Okay, thank you. With that clarification, we'll adopt 2012-19 with the motion from Councilmember Van Heuser and a second from Vice Chair Blair. This is a roll call vote.
Councilmember Heyer?
Yes, aye.
Councilmember Stevens?
Aye.
Councilmember Van Heuser?
Aye.
Councilmember Wicks?
Aye.
Vice Chair Blair?
Aye.
Chair Garner?
Aye. This motion is adopted. Next is public comments. This is an opportunity to address the council regarding your concerns or ideas. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. In this form of government, all city personnel are the responsibility of the administration, not of the council. Please discuss any concerns you may have regarding staff with the mayor, chief administrative officer, or department directors. No public comment? Comments from administration?
2 quick things. I'd like to publicly recognize our administrative assistants, too. They do a fantastic job, and I think are very committed to the city. And I'd like to publicly congratulate Councilmember Gochner for her accomplishment yesterday, too. That Boston Marathon finish, they said, was one of the hardest in its history, and they encouraged everybody not to run, so that showed great perseverance on her side to get through that and be an official finisher. So congratulations to her as well.
Thank you. Council staff?
Nothing tonight, thanks.
Council members? Okay. Next is on the agenda is the opportunity to go into a closed executive session, and I'll turn the time over to Mr. Williams.
Chair, a closed executive session is permissible for the purposes set forth on the agenda.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
A motion to adjourn into a closed executive session for the reasons outlined in the agenda.
I second it.
We have a motion from Councilmember Wicks and a second from Councilmember Stevens to adjourn into a closed executive session. This is a roll call vote.
Member Stevens?
Aye.
Councilmember Van Heuser?
Aye.
Councilmember Wicks? Councilmember Heyer?
Aye.
Vice Chair Blair?
Aye.
Chair Garner?
Aye. This is a reminder that a City Council work session will be held immediately following the City Council closed executive session and meeting. The purpose of the work session is to conduct the Homeless Committee overview, council mayor discussion, and a review of a petition to allow used car lots in the OCIP zone, and consideration of the municipal ward reapportionment and council business.